Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Did Germany actually win World War II and enslave Americans and the rest of the world in a cult of scientism with a massive psy-op that convinced us to worship men in white coats with their mathematical models telling us we live on a spinning ball? Has their scientism become a global religion with tendrils in every ministry in every developing country to eventually persuade the world's population that we should give up our freedoms and human rights without a fight just because scientists say so? Operation Paperclip is a well-known and admitted conspiracy that American intelligence agencies under President Truman recruited 1,600 German scientists, engineers and technicians and moved them and their families to the US over a period of 12 years between 1945 and 1959, at the tail end of the Second World War. The official narrative is that the primary purpose for Operation Paperclip was for the US military to gain an advantage in the Soviet-American Cold War and the space race. Many of the German recruits were former members and leaders of the Nazi Party. One of the German recruits was Kurt H. Debus, a former V-2 rocket scientist who eventually became a director at NASA. Another was Werner von Braun, who became the chief architect of the Saturn V launch vehicle, which was adapted from the V-2 rocket to allegedly send humans to the moon with the Apollo missions, which consumed roughly 4% of all federal spending in the US between 1964 and 1966. Costing American taxpayers $25.4 billion over those 2 years alone. Since then, trillions of dollars have been sunk into space exploration, with much of the American public believing they were the first nation to land men on the moon. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that space exploration, or the illusion of it, is an incredibly lucrative industry. And faking the moon landings would be an excellent way to persuade Americans to part with their hard-earned cash in the name of science in perpetuality. The moon landings would also appear to prove that the mathematicians were right all along about the Earth being a spinning globe. They would have appeared to have conquered the final frontier with their knowledge of physics and orbital mechanics, but could it be that the former Nazi Party leaders and eugenicists actually ended up conquering the US with the help of double agents and spies in the intelligence agencies on both sides to win a silent war that would perpetually divert the enemy's resources into their own coffers? When we see photographs like this of Apollo mission crew in Hawaii, and then with the very same backdrop of mountains on the moon, it is clear as day that the public has been well and truly duped, and that politicians, either knowingly or unknowingly, have aided and abetted a fraud that has gone on for decades. And other leaders in other countries too have seen the massive money-making potential of joining the space race to fleece their own unwitting flag-waving public. It's a big global club and we ain't in it. And where has this unquestioning faith in science and mathematical models led us to today? We see global leaders all towing the party line and immune from investigation, while we are being told that we have to trust their scientific advisors and models to make us immune before they return the freedoms which they took away from us, while they gallivant all over the world without a care that they might catch a cold or be tested and quarantined. The rest of us, it seems, are still prisoners of war. Thank you very much.
Click subscribe and the bell icon if you'd like to receive notifications of new videos from Phuket Word.